anything? How about that? Sign language will not be very nice if I do sign language. Can you hear at all? Is the other room still open? Somebody can go in the other room and drop this link. That would be awesome. Can you hear me? Low? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Is that a little better? Anyway, we'll let some folks come back. This is what I'm saying. I'm not this guy. On the tech, never have been. Never have been. Where were we? My goodness. 5002S. It's a Dean's connector, is what comes in the nice Jeep, by the way. So check it out. We'll do videos on that Jeep in the future, and you can see it up close and personal if you already haven't. But I'll take it out on my wood pile and my rock pile, and you guys can see it crawling. And you can compare it to vehicles that are made specifically to crawl. I don't, what, a link on the Jeep? I don't have one yet. That's why I'm not wanting you to get too excited. Michael Honeychuck, Randy, what is up? Spencer Keith, Shalosky, Alan Gentry. Commercial break. If I was smarter, I would have took care of that Makers while I was at it. Dean's versus XT60 is as divisive as politics. What isn't divisive? Golly. John Graham in the house. Thanks. All right, cool. Now we got 32 folks who really mean business. Isn't that nice? Having like 120 folks and then completely screw it up on tech because you're a techno peasant. I just wish they would decide on one connector and keep it. You know, I don't care about which one it is, but just like pick one, you guys, and let's go. Dennis, you never know. Speaking of connectors, I behave badly sometimes with connectors, you know. I'll put EC5 batteries on XT90 airplanes. And I tell you what, I don't know if that's why, but my FMS A10, I melted the connector on flight number 2 of the day yesterday. But part of my problem is I also go back to back. So it was already hot. The pattern's big. The flights are always long. And so, yeah, completely melted the connector on my FMS A10. And the funny thing is, and the great thing is, I keep looking at the wrong camera. What was, I had landed. Thank goodness it didn't happen in the air. You know what I mean? Like, super thank goodness it didn't happen in the air. David Christie, man, that T-33 is amazing. I tell you, that thing stopped everybody dead in their tracks whenever it was flying this whole weekend. Yeah, Traxxas connectors come off immediately. I don't want to have their batteries to run their trucks. But if you're worried about warranty, you completely screw it up. Alan Gentry asks, anybody want any brand new landing gear for the E-flite Viper? Alan Gentry's got 3 brand new sets of E-flite Viper landing gear. I see a lot of guys rocking the E-flite Viper at these shows. The Horizon stuff with the AS3X and Safe seems to always be up in the air no matter what is going on. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, anyway, my point is it may not be the best thing to like cross connector. When there were 4 and 5 of the HSD T33s in the air at the same time, it was so cool, and the sound was awesome. You know, I managed a lot of times. I was spotting for one of those fellas when those were happening, or I was on the camera. Now those guys aren't flying so tight I can keep them in the frame like Bobby and Adam. You guys, anybody who's tried it knows how hard that is. But Bobby and Adam, I can keep them in the frame pretty easy because they're doing a great job making it easy to do it. Yes, JM Online. AS3X does make it easier and more enjoyable to fly in the wind. So I brought one free wing bird, a bunch of FMS and E-flite stuff. And there were a couple things that didn't have gyros or AS3X in them. But there were a couple things I had it in there. I forgot I put a gyro in that FMS A10. And after we did the work on it, I put a gyro in it, I think. I might have done it for the work. I can't remember. But, man, that thing was awesome. I was so... There's some El Bandito composite wood or covered jet that was probably the fastest one I saw there. Fast doesn't do anything. I mean, Fast is cool, but I want to see him. You know, I might have been one of the guys flying jets the slowest there. Like, I want to see him. You know what I mean? Yeah, I need a trailer for sure. Dude, absolutely, George. Those guys do it all the time. Rick Hayes. Great. Yeah, man, I didn't get to say bye to you today. You guys, I don't know if you came back or what, but Craig and the other fellow were splitting. I think Lewis was getting his things together, and you and Mr. Fortune had already dipped. I left today about 4 o'clock. Rick Hayes, pleasure seeing you there as well. Good times. Rick Hayes and I think, yeah, Mike Fortune were spotting for each other the few days they were there at the event. They're with Horizon, and they're a good time. They were really having a good time with the E-flite F-16 and the Sukhoi. It seemed like they were flying the A-10 as well. Good to see you there, Rick. Today I having my brevet. Says Rob Hooge. What's that? Your coffee, man, with some like crazy good milk? Is that what's up? George had a gyro on the HSD F-16. Everything else was gyroless. Man, that son of a gun. I'm telling you, anybody else would have killed that T-33. He saved it. Roy says Expos is gyro. Yes. The Su-30 is sick. Man, so Rick, you guys were gone already. I'm packing up. It didn't end badly, just less than perfect, so I'll preface it like that. So just the way I unpacked the car, I put the wings on, put the wheels down, I go fly it. Well, that's how I pack them too. That way I can enjoy myself, at least get some flying in, got the battery in it, tuck the wheels up, wings off. So last flight of the day on the Su-30 for me, it was windy. It was actually crosswind, and the pattern was a left hand, and we've been at a right hand pattern the whole show. It seemed like. So anyway, left hand pattern, which is usually the way to go. And you know, if you're considerate and you're able, you should land short and get out the way. Going long and taxiing back is always kind of goofy. So, man, I had been doing that today, and then, man, I really greased a good one in the crosswind on the SU-30, but I was just on the edge and couldn't get it out of the grass, and ended up nice landing, but just barely off in the grass, and just stopped it right smack dead in front of the air boss. And I still waited for him to tell me it was okay to get it. I mean, it was right there in front of him. But, yeah. Good times. Michael Bear, thanks, man. Good to have you. SU-30 rocks. My first flight on the SU-30 on the weekend, I had all the ordnance off, and I usually always fly with it dirty. I had all the ordnance off, and I had a 7000 in there. And I didn't use my air brake. And that was my worst landings I've ever had on that thing. And I broke the little pitot tube off of my nose gear deal. It felt funny flying left today after flying right for 2 days. Yeah, George, I agree. Yeah, totally good times, Rick. They're tight there a little bit. I was glad to see you guys show up though at all. I mean, I know it's kind of trim and slim, but I was glad to see you Horizon guys show up. I gave a kid one of y'all's A10s because I couldn't get the wing off to pack it in the car after I took the screws out. It had been sitting there cooking all weekend. I couldn't get the wing off, so. David Christie, do you think the HSD T33 is reasonably efficient on the 12S? I need at least 4 minutes. Do the research for yourself. I think that's doable depending on your flying style, but don't take my word for it. Like reading Rainbow, read the book. You know what I mean? Thanks, Rick James. What am I missing, Mike Keller? Yeah, boxing belts. I can agree. I can see the SU-30 not being good on grass. Just like the MiG-29 needed some help on the nose strut as well. Right? So I think you could work that Sukhoi to do better on grass. I think Spencer Keith has his dialed in. To be honest with you, that boy will fix it. He'll get the angle of attack what he wants. He'll do. Mike Keller, I know what you mean. He'll cut a couple turns on the spring and do whatever. I think you might be able to stiffen that nose strut up, and lose the mud flap, and maybe work it out on grass. I think 4 minutes is pushing it though. I kind of agree. I know we did it though, but I think when we came down, it was kind of like spooky. Oh, John T, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hang in there. Yeah, so, yeah, Rick Hayes. So we went through the YouTubers. We got Michael Roach, Coach Hellies. A lot of other guys I'd seen for previous years. And the Horizon guys, Rick Hayes, Mike Fortune, Craig Greening, Lewis Patton. One guy, I can't remember his name, flies a big scratch-built German thing some of the time, though. Dennis Farley, I'm still slacking on what you said. Thank you, Andrew Williams. We held it down at night. I'm telling you, it's so funny. I kind of wish I could make it all available, but dance party Real Flight 9 style challenge. That's all I gotta say. Oh, who was that? One fella came last night. He brought a simulator, and it was like a blast. We were taking turns, passing around, doing basically the stupidest stuff we could think of doing, Rick and Roy's dabbing for Johnny T. Johnny T, I finally got my Jeep, man. Finally got it. The day I was leaving. Slightly bigger wheels up front. Lose the mud flap. Change aileron channel Y connector to flapper-on. Stiffen the shocks. Yeah. Would you stiffen the front shock or all of them? I'd say just stiffen the front. But ooh, that coffee is strong all of a sudden. Dang. Ryan O with the obscure. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, John T. Can't wait to do it. I drove it in the grass in the dark. But I'm ready to take it on my... I really want to get my other crawler videos edited up. What I want to do is tell somebody to do it, is what I want to do. Man, alive. So much stuff. The front shocks, because the bounce up front messes the angle of attack. Exactly what I think, too. Shalosky in the house. Yeah, we lost a lot of folks who were like cool with not coming back, didn't we? Or are they still in the room talking to each other? Is 4th of July on a Saturday? Oh my gosh, it is. Mike Keller, what are we speculating about? Are we at show 98? I think that's what it was. Man, 100's going to be cool. 100 and then I can quit. I'll retire. JM Online. I just put 2 and 2 together. What an idiot. Yeah. Is that you? Murky Water? Is that you, Murky Water? Chillin'? Incognito? I wish you were there a little bit. I chit-chatted with Craig, but not a lot. Not a lot. Yeah, I'm going to have to turn that one around pretty quick. That's cool. And I'm excited to have some props at Neffy. It'll be a short event for me because I'll go Saturday after work and leave Sunday, but we'll see about doing the show there or a premiere. I'm not sure. Yeah, got you. I'm gonna enjoy myself. So we'll capture some footage, and maybe next Saturday will be a premiere. I don't know if I'm gonna feel like going live or not. It's a big deal to hook it up, especially when you can barely run one. Like, never claim to be the tech guy. Yeah, Jason, it would have been nice to have you. But yeah, you guys did good. Yeah. All I brought was E-Flite and FMS. I brought in my car. Last year I had like 11 or 12 EDFs in there. This time I had 8 because it's just such a big deal to pack them. And then I actually had 9 because I had a box showed up for Bobby. Bobby left town in the morning. An hour later, a box came that was for him. And I brought it with me. It's like, man, Bobby's got a big truck and a trailer, but I got to bring a box for him. I actually left a plane there so Adam could fly it. And I'll get it later. Martin Malott. The SU-30, there was a bunch of them there, and they were awesome. Some guys did some custom schemes on them that were dynamite. You got to look around on probably Facebook groups, maybe Instagrams to see them, but one guy put canards on his, Mike somebody, and then another fellow who came today, met him for just a minute. He wanted to show me the paint scheme, and he lifted it up. And I was like, wow, that's gorgeous. And he nailed it. Great. He had a great landing with it. I think I really have to applaud guys who don't do events, who come and work it out, because that would be super intimidating. George, you know what I'm saying? Guys who don't. John Graham, hey, I'm just having fun. Uh, yeah, my position is crazy. What I do is kind of nuts. It's awesome, but it's totally crazy. It's totally crazy. You're out there with the wolves, so you may make it, you may not. The SU-30s presented very well, very large in the air. And with canards, you can hardly wait to try them out. So, thank you, Captain Mike, for that joke. The canards were fixed that Mike had put on his. So Mike and Fernando were hanging out together. They're really from the same cloth in the way that both of those guys hop up their EDFs to make them as fast as possible. First time flying at an event was great. Yeah, it depends on the event, man. I mean, you're like a flight test guy, right, Ryan O? Spencer, was that your first event? Like, I don't think anything rocks him, but I think you'd have to agree with me, right, guys who were there, that anybody, especially if they've not flown at events, anybody who gets up there, especially with the Air Boss and the fast-paced nature of the jet event, anybody who gets up there and works it out is a total boss. And I give them mad applause, because it could be nerve-wracking, and I'm sure it was totally for me the first few times, you know. You get used to it. It's a huge difference, right, Jason? Woo! Spencer Keith was rocking it, though. Good to meet you. I was so bummed I didn't get to say bye to you. I didn't see you. I walked the line like twice to say goodbye. Yeah, Ryan O. That's a little bit anarchy at those, isn't it? Or are they? I mean, I flew with some flight test guys, not the flight test guys, but like some flight tests kids at Oshkosh. The AMA had a little area where we could fly. I did a demo on something that definitely wasn't up to the snuff for that rough grass. Man, for real, Jason. Yeah, yeah. I thought everybody who did that kind of thing was just baller, um, for being able to handle it. Um, Crash one at the Air Boss's feet and the nerve is gone. Yeah. I finished one right there in the grass in front of him once. The plane was all right, but I wasn't. I almost went up again, but I had to pack. I can't have a bad landing and then park it. I got to get it back out. A lot of cool guys there. I mean, I know I'm forgetting a bunch of folks that, Tim was there, the guy that I flew the formation flight with. We did a Tuskegee Airman like heritage flight from Neffy last year. He had the Mustang from FMS, and I had my custom FMS P-47 in the Red Tail scheme, and we flew, Red Tail. So Tim's his name. He was at Jet Jam. That was cool. Some of his buddies. You guys, if you've seen the Iron Maiden AL-37 online, he was there. Can't forget Dave Kowalski and his wife was there. Let's see. Paul McNeil, you didn't do nothing. I'm taking all the wrenches away, and I just haven't got everybody done yet. So I'm gonna give it back so we can quit talking about it this time. But next show, like seriously, like 5 guys are gonna have it, and that's it. and I'm not gonna want to talk about it. It's for the channel's integrity. I've put too much work into this channel to have guys that I maybe really kind of don't know having like some kind of mess they can do with the comments. So that's what's up. Really, no big YouTube channels give out wrenches to everybody because it's just not, it's really not okay. But I just gave it back to you, I think. So the sick iron, because I don't want to talk about it, but they're probably all going to be gone next week. The Iron Maiden AL37, yeah, he painted the foam white, looked good. Yeah, the ALs seem to all do okay. I don't remember seeing anybody, bounce one. But I wasn't paying too much attention either. Yeah, man, a lot of good custom work at this thing. Really, really cool. And it's nice to see the, especially the real popular birds. It's nice to see them get a new livery. You know what I mean? Yeah. So let's see what else. So I've got a lot of film to get through. I'm sure these other guys did too. I think RC Air Marshal got some good pieces like in the shade. I tell you what, he set up a lot of people on AS3X. I think he helped a lot of people tweak their Spectrum stuff. It seemed like he was. I'll let him tell you guys about it on Monday. You know what I mean? But he was doing it. He was doing it to it. He's completely resource in that. Jason Rigney wasn't there though this time. It was kind of a bummer. The BAE Hawk there was a bunch of FMS BAE Hawks there this time. It's so funny. Some years you see things that surprise you, and then you won't see them again. I didn't see any yaks this year at all. None. There was one guy, Heat Dirks, has an E-Flight Viper painted up like a yak. It looks awesome. He was rocking it. Night Timber X at the hobby shop. Night Timber X is going with me to Muncie. Which A10 won the award, George? Was it the peanut scheme or the gray one with the rivets? Yeah, Drone Man, if you got questions, lay it on us. John T. Anybody score a good deal from the dumpster yet? Yeah, Dave's RC flew. Man, I didn't get to see it, but I think he got home in one piece. I think he flew his Avanti and maybe his L39 there. Big Twin 120. Is that the one that... Yeah, okay. Yeah, George. Did he ever fly that? He seemed like he was working on it the whole time. You gotta want it, Ethan RC. You know what I mean? If you're all about the night timber, and you think that's your jam on the lights, then do it, man. I mean, if you're not sure, obviously, hold back. Those BAE Hawks, yeah, they are. And I tell you what, the guys that have those, they come back every year with them. They bring them every year with them. That's one of those birds that you take whatever size battery you want and put it about wherever you want in there, Did Bob fly it for him once? I know he tried to. Hey, Captain Martin Malat, welcome. Thanks for joining the channel. That's great. Thank you for that. Night Timber or Apprentice. Well, Ethan already can fly and stuff. So he doesn't need the Apprentice. If you're asking for yourself, it kind of just depends where you're at. With GPS, so is there an Apprentice with GPS? Or are you talking about the what was that one thing called? The Sportsman S Plus. Can somebody help our guy Drone Man? Just getting back into RC planes. Got the Apprentice STS with the GPS and something. And I would like to know what you all think about it. The Apprentices are good planes. I don't know anything about the GPS, though. There were a few 200-mile-per-hour planes there, yep. Try to film that. Yeah, makes a lot of sense, JM. Uh, that's how I feel, too. It's like, when somebody's kind of newer to jets, the BAE Hawk is the answer for the guys who don't want to, like, they want military something. So the BAE always wins that question. Cause yeah, total sport jet. Yeah, you could see them. GPS, not for you, Chuck G. Mr. T1035, can you tell the difference between the power systems with your HSD T33 versus the F16 with the 105? Not really. I tell you, the 120 suits the T33. I think it had to have it, and it wouldn't hurt probably being in the F16, although it's just not for that. I mean, the 105 now in the F16 delivers. The original one did not. So they were like, everybody, it was just like upgrade it. And they were putting in like Jetfan 110s, I think. Apprentice STS has the option for GPS to add Safe Plus now. It's awesome either way. Martin's liking his FMS Avanti version 3. Nice. That's a rocket ship. That's a rocket ship. It's easier for you in what regard? Like landings or what is it? Is it a little bit better for you because it's heavier? I mean, it's going to be a little heavier on the wing loading, but sometimes guys respond better to that than something that's kind of floaty. JCB67, thank you. Yes, had a great time. Man, if I ever have, and I have sometimes, I'll have problems binding something, and it's just I'm too close usually, is what it is. Mike Keller put pretty scale looking landing gear on your V900. You put them on 3 times? Does that mean you knocked them off twice? Nice, John T. Yeah, it probably wouldn't hurt it, Victor. Might try softer tires on the Viper. I thought the Viper had to, completely bleed like almost all the speed. It reminds me of some, the 80 millimeter Hawk and even the 90 seem to behave a lot different than the 70 millimeter Hawk. The 70 millimeter Hawk and Yak seem to act the same way as the Viper, where full bleed. And or you're gonna bounce. And then like complete commitment on the elevator too, and even on the landing and the rollout. I think you got to stay in it, or you're gonna like wheelbarrow pretty good and get squirrely. Yeah, drone man. Um, the technology, don't let it trip you up. Like I think the only thing you really need is is at first you're going to get AS3X regardless. I don't know if that has the progressive modes like beginner, intermediate, and experienced, or if it's just like straight up safe with bank limiting. But man, I don't think you have to worry too much about GPS or geofences. If you've got safe where you can get to it from a switch, or you know where your progressive modes are, man, then you're good to go. Like, get yourself up in beginner mode and then flip it to intermediate and have some fun and shoot some fake approaches in intermediate mode. I think one thing about beginner mode's great if you have somebody can help you tell you when to use it. But if you just stay in beginner mode, I think a lot of times you'll feel like you don't have control because it takes so much input to make it happen. Um, that once you get up in the air, go for that intermediate mode and you'll be better off. Check out the Horizon Hobby Flight School info on the Horizon Hobby website. There might be an instructor near you, says our buddy Jason Merkel, drone man. Seriously, there's lots of talented people out there that do not mind helping somebody learn how to do it, and demystify that technology. If you're close to Georgia, you got my buddy RC Air Marshal there around the corner. Return to home and return when out of range. I mean, that's awesome. That's crazy. You learn to not need any of that. So yeah, get with somebody if you can. Right, Jep. Uh, yeah, it's definitely going to help save your plane. If you're having trouble, you can calm down, get it in beginner mode. I mean, the bank limiting is cool, but don't train yourself to don't train yourself to ham fist the sticks and then be surprised when you finally get a chance to fly without it that you're oversteering. Yeah, most fields do have instructors that'll help you. Yeah, that it's actually a really good plane that I think people wish was still around. The FMS 70 millimeter Goshawk. It really had potential. The 80 millimeter though is like my favorite um, hawk of all. There's a Horizon pilot next to me, but he's only available when I'm not. So I'm pretty much on my own. Well, the internet's helpful, and there's get in the forums, jump in. Try not to make it too complicated. And you know what? There's other guys at your field that know how to fly. Yeah, I think it's great for folks who need it. I don't normally bind up for safe, but when I've done the micros, it's like already there. All you got to do is flip the switch. So it's like so easy. I tell you what, some of the wind we fly in, I wish I had safe uh, on things. I totally need to watch Dave's videos on the Spectrum stuff because I want to learn how to program those receivers because I want them in everything. They're too cool. And the thing is too, if I have like the MiG-29, there's not a lot of room in there for a second component. I want one receiver that does it all. Shout out for Pearl Harbor Marine that's turning 100 here in Syracuse. Man, that's killer. Buy the Real Flight Simulator. There are virtual flight instructor lessons featuring the Apprentice STS and Real Flight 9. Yeah, Drone Man Productions. Check that out. Real Flight Simulator. You can get a virtual flight instructor. Yeah, I popped in it for a minute, John T, while I was on the road. Nice. Yeah, man, that dude is solid on that technology. I told him a long time ago before he did them. I was like, these are videos I wish I had the time to make. But it's not my strong suit and time. Like he's niched out an area for himself with the tech. For real. Shout out to our 100-year-old veteran. Man. The virtual flight instructor in Real Flight is you. Sweet. Drone Man, like from the man himself. Extending an olive branch. I did have fun at Jet Jam. I forget. I can't see who said that, but yes. Nice, JM. I would say you guys need how are you guys doing? You need like a stream boss over there. You guys are probably working it out. I'd offer my services as a stream boss, but I'm not a stream boss. I just should be. Ted Collins, I love you, man. He says, the sound of your voice makes me want to buy things that fly in the sky very fast. You know how many people at this thing oh man. There was a cute old couple that came. They were actually in line at the concessions. I was about to leave, and I went to get like a drink for the road or something. Oh, you didn't do nothing, man. Just I'm trying to get rid of the wrenches altogether, but nothing. So where was I? God, these wrenches are like the derailer of conversation. Oh yeah. So they're in line at the concessions, and I go to order something, and they're like, hey, and they started like talking to me like they recognized my voice or something. I was like, he's like, is that? I was like, yes, it is. It's me. He's like, oh yeah, man, I watch all your videos, at Motion, yada yada. I was like, that's cool. But for 2 years, I've been making more content than ever over here at, PilotRyanMedia.com action. So, yeah, that was fun. And, folks will recognize the voice. You're just talking, you're like regular. Something about when the camera's rolling and you're getting a little more animated or whatever. Then it's more obvious. But I don't know. That was fun. And I forgot to tell him a story. I was going to tell him a story, but the southern lass behind the table who was serving us she's feisty. So we usually go around a little bit. But one guy at an air show flew full-scale Stearman's recognized my voice one time. I thought that was a trip. For real, whatever you spend on getting your computer ready to handle RF9, you will save on airplanes. You know what I mean? Definitely. All right, last minute questions. I am not going all night. So, I'm saying 20 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be midnight. Jeez, I just got home. 20 minutes. Be looking, get through this content. I tell you what, man. You guys watch these guys who make videos. Watch their videos. Show them some love. Because you don't have to, no one has to do it. No one has to do it. But but doing it is how everybody can see it and share, Look how quick we learn because some fool's out here video recording everything. For real, one crash pays for RF9, Barry Campbell. Couldn't have said it better myself. We're all better together. Feisty is right. Daryl. Yeah, see you later. I'm going to have a good day tomorrow. Left the show early because tomorrow my little buddy has First Communion. And so we're doing that and family and all that. Which is cool. The kids were glad to see me. I caught them right before they got to sleep. Yeah. God bless it. Let's just do it right now. Let's see. I don't have my mouse because I had to fiddle faddle. Yeah, show 100. We'll just make it the complete S show. Just the wrench apocalypse for show 100. So we got a little liberty for maybe one more week. And then it's over. I ain't trying to break the Kenny record. He can have it. He can have it. Yeah. He can have it. He's the warm-up for Dave's RC on Friday. I tell you what, he's still going to be red when his show comes around next week. Pellegrino, I tell you what, I listen. I outwork all the youngsters at my job, and I can almost outlast everybody at these events. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt the next day. You watched a 5,120cc make a nest in a tree today. Oh, man. George, I'm going to have to. Just like I'm telling you, like there may be one. There may be one. That's it. I hate to have to do it, but it's too big of a deal. And when I was going through them, there's like so many guys have like some power to screw with my channel that they don't even know, that I don't even know, really. So it's like, man, yeah, I'm too invested to have somebody else having a bad day want to screw with my channel. That's the thing too, Mike Keller. It's like, that's why I may not do a live from Muncie, because if the show's at 9, I'm setting up at 8 o'clock. If the flying just got good, you know what I mean? Because you can fly till you can't see. Oh, man. 55 feet up there, huh? Yikes. See, I'd probably figure out trying to get something to eat. Full flap regalia. You can regulate all powers to nil. Yeah. I tell you, it's been nice being out of the news cycle for 3 days. I'll tell you that. Eddie K got rolling circles down. Nice. Camping tomorrow, says Isaac. Have a good one. I camped in my car. That's cool. Those guys are out there now. You know what? Every night you keep going to bed a little bit earlier, though. Like, first night's pretty strong, and then everybody turns in a little bit earlier. I left the keys in my car on yesterday, and I couldn't roll my windows up, so I slept in my car with my windows down. I was scared to death. I was going to wake up with some, like, animal up in there trying to stay warm or something. So awful. Congratulations, Eddie K, man. Rolling circles is a trick. No, I did not see it. JM Online. Hey, man. What? Are you guys going to carry this Rock Hobby Jeep? Mitchell Farley, thanks for coming by, man. See you later. I will check out the Ready to Run Wrangler. It's not a kit either. Kits are cool, but I just don't. I wish I had the time. Man, super nice. You can jump your car with the 3S. Yeah, I heard that. Bobby K, though, he's got everything in that trailer. He had a jump pack with him, and my car was so dead it didn't work, so I just had him pull over. How about rolling loops? You guys getting down on some rolling loops? Don't. Don't. Because they don't end well. At least it didn't for me. I don't even know if it's a trick. I just tried it. For real, John T. You're getting one? You crawling some, JM? Yeah, have you always? Dude, I got the Red Cat, I got the Deadbolt, and then this Scale Beauty right here. I talked a little bit to Greg, just off and on. There really hadn't been much around as far as the Arrma stuff goes and some of the bashers. You guys, I would love to get with you guys on Lowe's and Arrma and whatever you want. Jeep licensing I knew would be a problem, and you've got Axial, who's already kind of got that dialed in, you know? I don't know. I mean, my guess is it's like, how bad do you want the scaler? You know, you don't want to mess around with the Axial. 2 full scale Wranglers. Nice. I tell you what, the more I do trucks, the more I really look around at street vehicles now, especially when they're doped out. You can tell the trail riders, some of the gear and stuff they have. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. You guys get me one, man. Wait till you see the Red Cat. I mean, I did a little Axial. My first crawl ever was the Deadbolt. And I have an RC Trucks playlist. I mean, it doesn't do like the planes do for me yet, but I'm into it. Video production, I realized, I'm so dumb, but like over the last few weeks, I realized, like I'm in video production more than I'm in. It's so funny. Things shift. I mean, yeah, I'm an airplane guy, but now I'm like, I gotta be social media guy. I kind of want to just like hold it down, not worry about how many clicks I'm getting, reviews, but oh well. Do it, dude. Do it, man. Do it. Do it. And the other thing should be coming soon. I think Craig said he actually kind of joked he should have brought it with him to the show. Would have just give it to me there. Would have been a little out of place though, maybe. Roach Coach got your new A10 home without breaking anything. Man, that'd be sweet, JM. I love this stuff, man. I really didn't want to leave, but Chuck G, is that right? Joe Calavita, I'm feeling a little better, you guys. I'm feeling a little better. I'm wondering, Ryan, if FMS just let third parties sell it like they are now gets them out of pouring money into licensing. Yeah, it's at Banggood right now. Oh, yeah. I didn't move. I actually packed my car where I knew I could get to my stream stuff um, easily. Yeah. Hey, that's okay. Has no way. Are you being funny, Brad? They didn't put safe on the Jeep. Rhino, see you later. If you're close to Muncie, Indiana, you know, the Neffy show, which they don't promote very much at all, is pretty low key at AMA headquarters. It's awesome. And it's electric, so you could bring anything. Yeah, John T, that would be cool. I mean, here's the deal. I already offered to where, you know, I can get warehouse for action for them if they'd like. J. Riley, 1974. No, I am not. My videos still live on, like Titanic, Celine Dion songs. But I haven't been there for like 2 years. So right here is where it's at. I mean, they're doing a great job still. But Pilot Ryan Media, check out all the videos on this channel, man. Oh, yeah, smart. Little different than safe. But yeah. I think all the low Z stuff has, and then some of the other stuff has, you know, smart ESCs and things. Yeah, I've got the DX5C Surface radio, and I like it. My Carmen Gia, me and Dave Marshall did, is all smarted out. Who's going to paint Ryan like one of their French girls? What? What's up, Raven Rock? Going to Made in the Night Radiant in the morning with the family. No worries, Brad. Yeah, that's cool. I'm actually really excited for the Lozy stuff to get back in too. They've got some, what are they? The Tenacity, but like the DB stuff. They're like kind of desert racer. It's kind of short course, looks like a buggy, but looks super awesome. I'm gonna try them. I've tried a lot, almost not a lot of the Armas. Jeez, John T. All right, listen. Look at we got 10 minutes left. I'm gonna stick to that midnight deal. Uh, but I can. They can do the can. What was the bad guy's name? Billy Zane. Nobody likes Billy Zane. Poor Billy Zane. Was it that role that made no one like him, or did everybody already not like him? I feel bad sometimes for the villains on TV. How does Palpatine deal with himself? Good night, Jeremy Diamond. Oh my gosh. I have not looked at the jumper radios. No. I don't know anything about them. And you're new here, so I won't be funny right now. But he's creepy. Chuck G, who are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Yeah, the radio, man. I think it's just so awesome that a company that makes like awesome planes puts good receivers in them that work with their good radios. And so like I'm all about the Spectrum stuff in Horizon Hobby airplanes and products. So I'm not sure what What are you going to do with that jumper, Shalosky? Paul McNeil, the Sherman tank and the B-24 at Motion, I have no idea. I'll tell you this, it's 1/6 scale. But scale on vehicles is funny, right? So when you set it up next to, it depends on what it's scale of, right? So Jeep's kind of a smallish thing. So my 1/6 scale Jeep is like the same size as my 1/10 scale, Gen 8. Surface Radio DX5C, Chuck G. And that's for my bashers. Like crawlers, I'm good with the radios they come with. So I don't know what scale, Paul, the Sherman tank and the B-24 are. I don't really remember. I think the B-24 is 1/9, if I'm guessing. I got you, Shalosky. Hey, that's cool. The Hinglong tanks are 1/16, so not close. Not close. Rick James, again, I want to thank all of the videos I'm watching. Pilot Ryan stated it takes a village. I'm becoming so much better watching this stuff thanks to all, man. I'm glad it's helpful, Rick. And there's a lot of guys who are helpful. Andrew Fly Guy, Jeep is a looker for sure. It definitely is. Hope you made it home safe. Apparently I did. And, I finally started a nip on your gift a little bit, so appreciate you. It is a looker. I'm going to do some videos on it. I know Baker already did some. But I'm going to crawl it and I want you guys to see the Gen 8. I'm going to set it up here so you guys can see. Brian, thank you, man. Oh my gosh, I can barely move. So, 1/10 scale crawler, big body though. You know what I mean? Most of that's empty, but wheelbase is darn near the same. And then 1/6 scale Jeep. So. It's cool. It's cool. It's big for a crawler. The one thing about these like body shells is when you roll them over and stuff, I think they're going to take more abuse than like something like the Jeep. But that doesn't mean the Jeep can't take it, though, is what I'm saying. That's cool. I still want one. There's a lot of stuff that's coming later. I want in on that Losi stuff. I think Gregory was down to try it with me. Man, look at the shovel and the axe. It's got like fabric straps. You can put this up and do canvas over it. That moves with the servo. I don't have the bar with me because it's in my with my batteries and stuff. Look at the gas can, spare tire. But this is, it's legit crawler. It looks completely like every other cool crawler that I've been a part of. Transmission, big battery tray right there, ladder chassis, and then the bumpers and all screw on. Super trick. I'm excited to see how it does. Thank you, JM. That'll be awesome. I'm excited for you guys to see my Gen 8 stuff. So I did a blue body, shell, Gen 8 video, stock tires. Kind of hard, not super hard, but kind of hard. But it's got portals. You know, this truck comes with portal axles, so you got clearance, which might make up a little bit for, you know, rough tires, hard tires. But, and then I put some of you guys' Duratrax Deep Woods tires on the same truck, but orange body shell. And, it's so much better. So I got some nice down low camera angles on all this stuff. I can't wait to get through it, process it, and put out those videos. Yeah, it should stay on really good. There's some body clips that are out of sight, that hold that Jeep shell on, which is really nice. He's got a G.I. Joe that'll fit the Jeep. Yeah. No, I don't have the top for the Jeep. Yeah, brushed motors. And Walrath Aviation, brushed motors are not like a criminal offense on this surface stuff, especially for the crawlers. They're like totally just fine. Totally just fine. Yeah, that Red Cat's dope. Tony, CCXRC, man. I was gonna bounce, but we're kind of got started talking. I finally got this the other day. It looks super nice, and I know I reached out to you because this is right before COVID went nuts, but I'm still trying to get. They had agreed to let me have 4 more of these to get to influencers, other guys, other channels. And, but they're still not here. This one finally came. Tony, they sent it to me. They tried to send it to me like 4 times, and I finally got it. So I was going to get one, and then I was going to have 4 more going out. And you're one of the guys I wanted to get one. Oh, that's funny, Boozer. You guys like surface stuff? Check out CCXRC. He's in the chat right now. He's got, this guy's all in. He's got a monster truck course in his backyard that's dope. Yeah, check out Tony at CCXRC, man. If you guys like this surface stuff, he's doing crawlers, he's doing monster trucks, he's doing bashers. You know, there's all kinds of different videos out there, and I really feel like his angle hits the broadest swath, so to say, right? Where the kind of regular guy, you know, dude can send it, but there's some guys who are sending them so hard that you just know they've got a bunch into the upgrades, which is cool when you want to do that. But like, to know what you get out of the box, Tony does a great job doing videos for us at CCXRC. Check it out. Where is Dave? Or am I, he says. Is Dave in the room? Those guys might be. Brian Brissett says CC is the dope show. Yeah. I see a lot of names in both shows. Chuck G in the house all the time. I see him on surface stuff. Brian Brissett. The Jeep needs G.I. Joe with a beard. Yeah, man. William Mergita says get some sleep. Brian Chambers. Yeah, it's been a long weekend, man. For everybody. Go to bed, dude. What do you mean? CC. Tony makes a point not to change anything out of the box. I get it. You want folks to... I mean, look, that doesn't mean you can't change things later, but I feel the same way. I want folks to know what they're going to get. And then, if something needs something, you can talk, you know, we talk about it, make it happen. But I really want to go, I really want folks to know what they're going to get out of the box. And from the performance, like some of these planes, sometimes I maybe miss the trick right out the box, and we get to watch me learn that you need takeoff flaps or whatever. RC Air Marshal, you got to be kidding me. He says, Adam smacked that MiG-29 into the runway trying to tie the record for lowest pass. Why would you do that on someone else's plane? That thing cartwheeled into the grass and busted the fuse in half. That's cool. That's okay. But it's like, seriously, do that with your own planes. Come on. Do that with your own birds. What the heck? That's all right. I'll take it out of him somewhere, some way. I knew I shouldn't have left it. Yeah, Tony. Some of them are all right. You know, it's nice when we have Bobby K here, or we have something a little more. What's the word? On purpose. But most of the time, Saturday rolls around and I'm here. A lot of times there's a new release, though, or something we're talking about. Air Marshal, are you guys still... You're still there, right? I'm glad that you did that and that you told me it's a joke. I mean, I took it. I took it. He didn't even fly it. Ah, you turkey. Paul McNeil, who's asking for a link? Yeah, Craft King. I'm trying to get my link sorted with Banggood, but that's really the only place you can get it. And I've not worked with Banggood before. I've not necessarily wanted to, but it's like, yeah, right now I think it's the only place to go to get it until they sell me a container full and I put it at pilotryanmedia.com. But, so, yeah, you can get it at Banggood, and I mean, RC Informer did videos on it as well. He's got links in the description to Banggood where you can get it through his affiliate link. If you're really cool, you wait for me, though. They had me going on that 29 story too, Fly Guy. Yeah, Tony, I just got back. I was late to the show because I just got back in town from a jet show. Can I fly that white plane on the back wall right now in the house? I wish. That would be awesome. AsiaTees.com? Man, that sounds like I'm going to get like a venereal disease. What's Asia Tees, John T? Thanks, Brad. Roach Coach. What's that a video for? Ha! Yeah, Craft King, I'll try. Banggood and Asia Tees. More folks have heard about Banggood. Both sound like something you might need to see a doctor about. A bunch of F-14s went down, at least 3. Man, that's a bummer. There's a lot of T-33s there, man. Big and little. Wasn't there? Hey, it's after 12. I said I was going to pinch it. 5 minutes, dudes. Last minute questions. Let's lay it on me. I haven't even begun to look at the footage I got this weekend. I need an editor. Serious. I'd be like, just put out something every day. I got the jump box, my PT-17, and my Rebel 70mm last weekend. Hopefully your 150 at noon tomorrow. Nice. Get your solo Crazy Aces. Your A10. You make it a video already? You fly it, man? Definitely. You would know about Asia Tees, Air Marshal. Definitely a subsidiary of Banggood. Oh no. Crashed your P-47. Got it, John T. Yeah, it's a pre-order right now also. Yeah, I'm glad your 14 survived another year. What was your buddy's name that was with you? It was fun to watch you guys. Hot Girls at Jet Jam. Yes, I don't want to insult anybody, so I'm going to say yes, but they're taken. How about that? JM Online. wins Trivial Pursuit. M Shag, what's going on? You know what? I'm on my like third wind, you guys. Oh man. Ultra Micro Timber stall, good for backyard or neighborhood flying. The answer is yes, if that's a question. Absolutely yes. Brian Smith. Okay. Yeah, you guys are a good time. Good pair. Yeah, man. I'll get through the videos. What happened to the tip of my SU? Yeah. Crazy Ace. How do you even know? Did you see it on Facebook or something? Anyway, first flight. Listen, I'm going to tell you the circumstances, but never at any point do I place the blame on anything other than myself. I usually fly the SU-30 dirty. I do fly 7,000s in it, but not usually. I usually just go with 5,000s. But my 7,000s, I don't really use them in a lot of other stuff. So it's perfect. So I got a SU-30 with a heavy pack in it, no ordnance, and I didn't land with my air brake on, which I always do. It's like my first flight of the day or something, I think on Friday, one of them. And so, actually, it landed fairly decent 3 times on the same attempt, you know. It was just hot. It was just coming in hot. I just never sat down. And then so I think I went off in the grass and probably snagged the pitot tube or something like that. The plane was fine, but yeah, that's what happened. I wasn't the only one with a nose like that. If you fly them, that kind of stuff going to happen. But I immediately put another battery through it and owned it, and then another battery through it and owned it. So, yeah, very little damage. Yeah, thanks, Brian. Yeah, man. I tell you, especially with the current, COVID business, I got a package the other day that I ordered, I don't even know how long ago. Had some really cool shocks, actually, uh, that I put on some custom deal I made. And I made an Arma thing out of leftover parts. I took I took all the A arms and all the drive shafts and everything and the tires from the Granite and put them on a Creighton chassis. So basically, it's kind of like a little bit more of a short course monster truck. But I put brand new like aftermarket oil filled that don't leak shocks. Who makes them? Sorry guys, if I'm still doing this, we're talking about whatever. So I need some parts. What am I missing? I forget. I burn it up on my first run. But that was my fault. These shocks. Let's see. GPM. Pretty sick. Super cush. So this thing's going to be really killer, actually. But I got to get... I forget I broke... Something's broke. All the bits are missing. It's the whole slipper clutch assembly business. You know, the big hole that's missing? All that stuff. What is it called, man? Anyway, I ate it up. Yeah, this is cool. So, yeah, Granite legs and wheels on a Creighton body with a Creighton power system. Super cush shocks. It's going to be sick when I can get it to work. But on my first run, I completely... So the problem is, you'll get this, Tony. I need like metal outdrive, like gearing or something like that. Because it was the plastic bits for the, what is it, the output drive off of the differential for the granite's just plastic, because it was the brushed granite. I think the 3S granite has the metal output drive, so I've got to put a new one of those in, and then I need a new spur gear assembly too. That's what's up. Cool upgrade though. So it's out of commission. As soon as I put it together, I got to run it once. It was completely sick, and it completely twisted the that output drive. It's like I say, it's plastic on the brushed ones. Yes, I need the 4S slipper assembly. That's exactly right, and they're out of stock. Brian Brissett wants to know, do you fly, Tony? Crazy Aces, I just got FMS A10 version 2 70mm in-runner. I like black camo. What jet works? Keep it up for a while. I see you used 5700 50C. On my FMS A10, 5000, 5500, 4500. All, okay, Tony, cool. All of those batteries will work. My FMS A10, I flew it 3 or 4 times at the show. On my last flight, Christopher Morgan, see you later. Take care. On my last flight, I melted the connector, and so I didn't get to fly it the rest of the show. But I got to tell you, the FMS A10, it's big, but it's light because it's only got one battery. I flew it completely. Come on, A10 with all the ordnance. How can you not? Flew it with all the ordnance. I have a gyro in it, and that anybody who saw that thing flying was smitten. That thing would just hang. Man, you could fly it slow. You know what I mean? Man. CCXRC, man, I 100% understand. That's why I've been digging Surface, because I can get my Jones on, without having to maybe go somewhere. When we go flying, we're going, and you got to be very deliberate about it. You're hooking up with your, Bobby K for camera. Surface, you can actually get away with the hat cam. Yeah, Tony does a good job on his productions. It's like getting the band together, going flying. But Jimmy quit and Joey got married. It's harder to do sometimes. All right, Mike Keller, see you later. 12:15. Yeah, I should bounce too. It's been a long one. It's been a long one. I tell you what I didn't miss. Oh, dude. Filming airplane. You're in video production in like your real life, right? And Tony. So, airplane photography and videography, especially models, is the kind of thing you recommend to somebody you don't like. I mean, it's photomasochism is what I call it. I should like copyright it. But photomasochism. We love you in one piece. Yeah, I need to not look like I completely got put away tomorrow. All right, we'll see you next time. Listen, guys, video's coming out. Don't know what it's going to be. I've got so much stuff to go through from the weekend, and a bunch of stuff just prior. Like I gotta work through. I could put out videos every day and not capture content for a month or two and be good. Somebody please grab a link to CCXRC's channel. You guys want to check out one of my Surface buddies. This is how I think about these guys. This is the way you guys think about us. Your source, for info, which is a tremendous value. Photomasks. Yeah. Thank you. I made that up. It's the worst kind of photography you could ever wish on somebody. It's what you recommend to somebody you want to give up. It's the worst. It really is, man. It's hard. I would like to figure out how to stabilize my, I can't win. It's like, don't zoom in so much. What do you mean don't zoom in so much? You'll never see it. I mean, you don't zoom in all the way. Just put it out, no edit. That may be. Man, we should, Tony. I'm down. You know what? If I can't work out getting more of these Jeeps to you guys, we ought to bounce this one back and forth, man. Okay, good night, says John T. Wherever you guys are, he's coming at you from New Zealand. He's saying good night before I cut the feed. All right, Meat Servo. You got it. Yeah, man. Yeah, cool. I see you over there, too. Ruffins, thank you for dropping the link. Tony, thanks for dropping the link. Crazy Aces, love you, too. Get an iPad Pro 2020. Do I need one? Auto stabilizing gate. I have a Canon XA50. I want to figure out, stabilizing the footage without having to use the warp stabilization in Premiere, which takes forever. You have to just only do certain clips. Had a great time, Jeff. So wild, the life we choose for ourselves sometimes. Tony, see you later. Roach Coach, nice to meet you there. Barry Campbell, thanks for coming. Appreciate that. Spencer Keith, good to meet you there. Good time, man. A lot of good people. Sweet. Cali RC Pilot, Pterodactyl, Randy, thanks for everything. See you guys tomorrow on Boozer Show, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Who knows what he's working on. Hit the thumbs up button, all that good stuff. And turn on your notifications so you see when we post these videos. Guys, everybody who's doing channels is working really hard to bring content. Man, check it out. If you like these guys, check it out. Watch the videos because it helps. That's you're not going to make more if somebody doesn't watch them. I'm saying, Brian Brissett, I'm telling you, I need a production assistant. Put me on a track, schedule me. Not to keep the stream going. I know you guys are ready to leave, and I'm going to sound like an idiot. But I do VIP status extremely well. When I've been taken care of really good sometimes at some shows or out of town, or we've gone. People have had us come do fundraisers and things, and they get it. And the details, the worry, the logistics, all that stuff is on them. And I'm like easy going as it gets because I don't have to worry about any of it. So I don't care where we eat. I'm easy. So I'd love to go on like a little collaboration tour. Sometimes it's so hot at these events, it's just like survival. But me and Air Marshal talked about some collab stuff too. We just got to work it out. RC Air Marshal's driving some trucks too. He had his Creighton 4S with him. I should have had mine together too. We should have went full steam to see if we could hit each other or something. But you got to behave after 9:30 over there. All right, y'all. Let's see. I don't have a mouse, so I got to do it this way. We'll see you next time. See you on the videos. RC Air Marshal on Monday. He'll be recapping Jet Jam. I know he's been doing live at 5 on the RC Air Marshal YouTube channel, which is cool. If I get some time, I want to see Dave's RC and RC Air Marshal's coverage from Jet Jam. I went live a couple times on Facebook, but man, I was just in it. So had a great time. Hopefully somebody caught some of my flights, but I did catch a bunch of other people's. So stay tuned. All right, y'all. Thanks so much. See ya. We're out of here in 5. Hanger Rats forever. 3 you later. You're too good to be forgotten. See you next time. I tell you who said something really good. RC you later. That's pretty good. That's RC Girl says that. If she didn't say that, I would steal it. But, or see you later. She's good too. Crawlers mostly. All right, guys.